Hi guys, it's Adge here with episode 2 of the Jurassic World Evolution Let's Play. We finally got episode 1 ended, thanks to the constant interruptions from our head of the science department, Dr. Kajal Dua. Our mission for the science department is to acquire 50% of the genome for the Triceratops, so obviously to do that we're going to want to send our dig team out. Let's find a Triceratops formation. Oh, there we go, Hell Creek formation. With just the one species, so you know, we're not going to bring back fossils from other species that are not needed, at least for this mission anyway. So get them underway. We have some fossils. Build some shops, okay. We've got a low quality Edmontosaurus fossil and a high quality one. Extract them both. And they want a shop, okay. Gift shop. Gift shop. That'll do. Go ahead and place him just there. So our Edmontosaurus genome progress is increasing nicely. Let's have a look what level we're up to at the moment. 74%. But I do think we've still got a couple of fossils having their DNA extracted from them. Yeah, we've got one to go, so that's going to increase even further by the time that's completed. Just going to check on our dinosaurs, make sure they're all okay. So they've got access to food and water. They've got the water from the lake down there, obviously the food from the feeder. He's got the right amount of grassland and forest in this enclosure. He's okay with the population, but his social is a bit low. Now the population is how many dinosaurs they share their enclosure with, I believe. And the social is how many dinosaurs of the same species. So if we wanted to increase his social satisfaction, we'll want to go ahead and incubate a second Edmontosaurus. And then release him into the enclosure. And then obviously his social satisfaction is going to be increased because he's got a species mate to socialise with. Our Struths are good. See, these guys can tolerate quite a high population. And you can actually tolerate a couple more Struthiomimus being alongside them, but that's not urgent. Okay, the dig team's returning with their fossils from the Hell Creek formation. Let's see what quality we got from there. We've got a high quality one, that's good. And a low quality one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send them straight back out. In fact, I might send, yeah, I'll send them to the Lance formation dig site this time, because once the DNA's been extracted from the two fossils we've just brought back, we'll have met this objective. So now I want to see if we could maybe pick up fossils from the other species that are present at the that dig site. Start working towards their genome as well. Let's see how. Oh, there we go. It's just done. New viable genome, the Triceratops. So we need to incubate and release with 50% genome a Triceratops.
We're making great strides so far. I believe I may be on the cusp of something wondrous, and I have you to thank, at least in part, for where I find myself. Now we need to incubate, hatch, and house our dinosaur. Then we will know if our efforts will have been worth it.
That's it. Take a sniff, have a look around.
This dinosaur, the Edmontosaurus, was originally uncovered at a site in Canada. I'll let you guess where. The T-Rex thinks these are delicious, and who's to argue?
Well, why would you argue with a T-Rex? It's not going to argue back, it's just going to bite your face off. So I suppose, yeah, you're right, who would argue with one? So yes, we need to incubate a Triceratops. What's the viability at the moment? 57%, it's not the worst in the world, so we'll give it a try. Now in my luck it's gonna die. Quite sad. they can do that if the viability is, well, no matter what the viability, unless it's 100%, then there's always a chance they will fail to reach maturity and die during the incubation process. And you don't get a refund. Because I suppose, well, why would you? Let's see what other research we've got available to us at this moment. Enclosures. Could get electrified fences, which I didn't want to click. But I've clicked it, so we are getting electrified fences now. I suppose they'll come in handy, but, you know. I just wanted to read it. I thought I could click it to, like, open a dialog box to read some text about it, and then have to click another button to confirm research or start the research, but nope. You just hover over, and the click actually activates the research, so that's one thing to bear in mind in the future. Okay, let's see what fossils we've brought back. Coprolite, which, if you're not aware, is fossilized shit.
I'm Isaac. I've been hearing good things about you. I'm in charge of the entertainment division here. What good is the world's greatest show if no one sees it? Don't answer. That's rhetorical and painfully obvious. What I'm saying is that we need people in our parks. Fill up our facilities with warm bodies. Numbers bring revenue, excitement, and opportunities.
Let's go ahead and sell the fossilized shite. Literally, it is fossilized shit. And we got some some Struthiomimus and Triceratops fossils, which we've started the extraction process, while our friend Isaac was introducing himself. And he wants us to complete 2 expeditions. So let's go back to, where was it? I want to return to the Triceratops dig site, first of all. And then maybe start getting some Ceratosaurus fossils brought back so we can have a few carnivores added to our park. And our Triceratops made it. Excellent. Let's let her free. Gotta say, she is beautiful. I love the skin and muscle ripple when they move around. It's...
Our new specimens, sorry, dinosaurs, are meeting expectations, but we want them to thrive. That's your next assignment. Making sure our specimens are properly cared for. In other words, dinosaur welfare.
The difference with dinosaurs is that they have no point of reference to understand humans, so don't expect much in the way of thank yous.
There we go. So she wants us to...
I've been monitoring what you've been up to with
Hello,
great
Dr. Wu.
interest, and I'm a little disappointed that Dr. Dua came to you for this assignment instead of bringing me into the loop as she should have done. I'll discuss this with her later.
I remember when, obviously, in the first Jurassic Park movie, he's I think he's still the chief geneticist, but he just looks young and fresh-faced, and, in fact, I never even realised he was meant to be the chief geneticist until he made his reappearance in Jurassic World. And, that's when people started mentioning that, yeah, even in JP1, he was the head honcho, so to speak. He always struck me as just a, well, not a lab technician, but just, you know, a run-of-the-mill geneticist working for InGen. But what I was going to say is, obviously in JP1, he didn't, you know, I never really picked up on the morally ambiguous vibes that you definitely start to pick up in Jurassic World, so that was interesting. It's nice to see him make an appearance in the park. I wonder if he's going to go ahead and let us breed a Indoraptor or an Indominus Rex. That'd be interesting. I imagine they're going to be quite late on in the game. Regardless, the dig team's coming back. We also need to research hookworm parasite. So now that our electrified fences have been researched, let's go ahead and get the hookworm parasite. Antiparasitic treatment for hookworm infestation adjusted for dinosaur digestive systems. There we go. Okay, what have you brought back for us? Oh, a very high quality amber fossil. And a low quality one. I think between the two of them, that should push us above 70%, so then we can incubate and release the Triceratops with 70% genome. And we need to complete one more expedition for Isaac, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll go and unlock some Ceratosaurus DNA, I think. Because while I'm sure a lot of people would pay very good money to see a Triceratops, perhaps less so as Struthiomimus, they're still going to pay a heck of a lot more to see something like a Ceratosaurus. It'll be much more appealing. And the appeal of a dinosaur is actually something you can measure and monitor through its dinosaur rating. So the more authentic, the higher the rating. You can get increases on its for any genetic modifications. Whether combat infamy increases or decreases it is yet to be seen. And obviously welfare penalty is a penalty, so if the dinosaur's not very happy, you're going to lose rating here. That's something to bear in mind, and the rain's kicking in quite heavily. I think at this point, how much we've got? We've got 1.3 million, so we've got plenty of money. I'm actually going to go ahead and plan out a second enclosure. I want to build it away from the path a bit so we've got room to put down buildings and such like. We should build a rough and ready perimeter fence. Okay, where does my fence start? I think what they need to do at some point when they add on to the game is actually, when you're in fence build mode, is have your fence highlighted so you can see it through the trees. Although I think it does snap too, so. Come on. Okay, that's done. Okay, so we should have some Ceratosaurus fossils now. Ooh, very high quality.
Way to go.
Excellent. So, what we got here?
Hey, it's Isaac. How you doing? I got some cool stuff you need to be a part of, so I'm putting it out there. Come on and help the winning team.
Okay. No. Full of band. Okay, you can only have one primary mission from a division at one time, so obviously we've still got this science mission ongoing, so we'll complete that one. Hopefully we can now, yeah, 70% just. Might be worth actually trying to improve our Triceratops genome. Where's the Triceratops dig site? There we go. It's all about hedging your bets in terms of viability and survival. So we've got a large paddock here now. Let's clear off some of this forest. Otherwise the people ain't going to see shit. And then no one's going to pay thousands of dollars to come to a theme park and stare at a chuffing tree that may or may not have a dinosaur behind it. Actually, we want some trees remaining because the dinosaurs like a bit of cover, but that's better. Opens it up a bit. Now we'll also need some water. We can have a drink. Let's put it along the edge there. Like so. We'll want... what I want to do, because I plan on using this as a carnivore's paddock. So I want to put like an airlock system, so to speak, in place. So our rangers can head in through one gate, wait for it to close, and then head into the paddock itself. And that's going to mean as the rangers are entering or exiting the paddock, the Ceratosaurus shouldn't be able to, you know, just say, cheers guys, I'm coming with you. Okay, so our trike is ready to go. Let's release him. Release her. I must train myself to speak in the feminine. Another absolutely glorious dinosaur. Oh, we got a disease. Cure the Triceratops using a ranger team. Okay, let's grab the rangers. We could just task them to do it automatically, but
Oh my gosh, you got a sick dinosaur.
where's the fun in that when we can actually drive up close and personal and get a really good look at our
next? That's gonna be on your hands as
dinosaurs. Whoa. Got a bit of air right there. Ah, the dig team's returned. Okay, so which one is our sick trike? We've got the marker on the heads-up display and above the dinosaur itself. Oh, in fact, we can resupply the feeder while we're here. We'll do that.
Feeder supplies back to normal.
So, dart rifle.
You need to medicate that animal if you are to save it.
Right in the cheek. And the hindquarters. Is 2 going to be enough? Just get a bit skittish, which is understandable. Right between the eyes. Yep, there we go. That's our Triceratops. Back to full health. You can also, if you hit the F key, you can take photographs with your ranger team, which you can sell. So, Struthia Mimus eaten from a feeder, $600. Composition bonus, $459, giving us a grand total of $1,059.
That's one to keep.
The more photos you take of a certain species, the lesser your returns for the photograph, due to a same or repeated species penalty. Maybe we can try and get one of those two Triceratops interacting with each other in some way. You also get one for various different behaviours the dinosaurs can exhibit, such as a feeding dinosaur, a drinking dinosaur, socialising, rampaging, that sort of stuff. See, there we got the species repetition penalty. But the photograph costs fuck all to actually photograph, so you don't lose money on it. Whoa, watch where you're going, son. I think that's the closure of the science mission. Yes, it is. $1 million and cardio strength 2.0 now available.
I've done it. We are on the path to a pure strain dinosaur. This will definitely shift the paradigm.
Okay, now we should be able to request.
With your help, obviously. That goes without saying. But under my direction. I think we make a good team. Let's do this again. I'll let you know when.
You do not.
I've witnessed Dr. Dua flail and fail before. Now with you, she believes she is on her way. Does she really think she can accomplish what I have not?
Keep your ego in check, Dr. Wu.
Always a pleasure to work with you.
Oh, successfully incubate a carnivore in a Hammond creation lab. Oh yes.
We've got a new
Increase the dinosaur genome to at least 6%. Okay. So our dig team's returned. A quick way to check if you've got fossils waiting for you is you'll have this icon of the dinosaur fossil above your fossil center, so you can see it at a glance. What's this? Rhenium. Sell that. Okay, I think I want to get some more Ceratosaurus DNA. We can go to this dig site in Portugal, the Larinha Formation, which contains purely Ceratosaurus. And we want to incubate a carnivore. Now, we have two options as to how we handle this. The first is to actually go ahead. How much would it cost? It's only yeah, we'll actually do it that way. Yes, the options were we could either go ahead and just build a new foundation lab actually attached to this enclosure, or using the fences, just drop down a holding area around this, the exit from this foundation creation center, with a gate on it, which will hold the dinosaurs until we decide whether they're going to be in this paddock, if they're a herbivore, or if we need to tranquilize them and move them over to this other paddock. But instead, because it's only 400,000 or so, and we've got 2.1 million, I'm actually going to build it a dedicated creation lab. There we go. We need to connect it to the grid. So let's put a substation in. And where's the nearest pylon? Just over there. Okay, so there we go. We will want a viewing gallery, so our paying visitors could actually get a good look. And a feeding station. Now we can either have like just a meat feeder or a live bait, and I think we'll go for the live bait because the Ceratosaurus is going to want to hunt to satisfy his natural instincts. So using the goat, he can actually, you know, hunt rather than just be spoon-fed, for want of a better word. Just 10 to our power. Okay, so I think we got a notification that the dig team's back. Yep, there's the fossils. Ooh, very high quality, yeah. Extract that. Extract that. Aquatic mammal fossils. It's no use to us, so we'll sell it. So we need to increase a new genome to 6%. Okay, so what we need to do is actually try and get a whole new species. We've got Ceratosaurus. We know all them. I do think there's one in China which is now unlocked. Yep, here we go. The Hyangosaurus. So that's the one we're going to get to above 60%. We also want to successfully incubate a... Well, we'll wait for the fossils to finish extracting. And then we'll go ahead and incubate a Ceratosaurus. I think we'll go ahead and put a fast food chain down here as well. And a... No, that's another one. I want a gift shop. There we go. Actually, the logic here being the guy... the park guests will see the Ceratosaurus, be impressed, and be a little more willing to part with their cash. So to me it makes sense to put the shops and the outlets by the main attractions. And I wonder if that terrain looks too weird. Can we level it out a bit? Whoa. That's flattened, that's one. Smooth. Or do I have to...
Are you hungry or thirsty? Visit our new fast food restaurant.
Okay, so won't level the buildings up and down. So they're in a bit of a sunken recession, but that's okay. Just check if our fossils have completed the extraction process. Yes, they have. Let's see what the viability... Oh, that's much better. Yes. Can we modify him? What we could do to this fella? So there's nothing we can do to his cosmetic appearance. Resilience, robust digestion, which increases his rating from, by 2. Increases resilience by 5. No. We'll just go for a base Ceratosaurus, I think. Okay, let's check what fossils we brought back. A low quality Hyungosaurus fossil and a high quality one. Obviously we need to get it above, what is it, 60%. So we're definitely going to want those guys to return to China. And bring us back some more fossils if they can. Oh.
Alright, look.
So that's already
all
so
about the show. And with these dinosaurs, we have one unlike any other on the planet. Theme parks rely on drawing people in. And what is more attractive than new dinosaurs? Well, me, of course. Yeah, no, what I'm saying is let's get some fresh
yeah, you're right.
dinos
No.
in the hopper.
So
I don't know what's worse, treating these creatures like grist for the mill or propping them up as curiosities.
So the first mission objective was actually to get the Ceratosaurus genome to, I think it was 60% or 50%. Obviously we've already exceeded that, so that just that's completed immediately upon acception. So the next one is to actually incubate and release a Ceratosaurus. We have one currently undergoing the incubation process. If he makes it to term, then if she makes it to term, then upon a release, that'll be the second objective for the entertainment mission completed. And then we can see what Isaac has in store for us afterwards. So good on power. What's this? Shelter. So all these buildings provide shelter. We've got a need for some shelter there. That's our dino visibility. Finances. Everywhere is pretty good in terms there's no like outraged demand for food or drink or gifts. So I guess low demand for entertainment means they're actually entertained. If they had a high demand for entertainment, I guess that would mean they're bored, which you don't want. So that's looking good. I also note, just occurred to me that the completion of this mission is also going to satisfy this mission, since the Ceratosaurus is a carnivorous dinosaur. This is a good return, this. Sell the silver. But we've got a high quality fossil and a very high quality fossil, so we should see a big bump in our Hyungosaurus genome progress. One thing I do enjoy is that when it's raining, if you just caught a glimpse of it there before the rain ceased, your park guests and staff members, as they're walking around, they will actually hunch up as they're getting wet. You know, they'll hunch their shoulders and slouch a bit, as people tend to do when they're walking in the rain. So that's a nice little cosmetic addition. Now, if I do have a few, it's not a complaint, observations and feedback about the game so far. First of all, I've never struggled to make money. I think creating an economically successful park is perhaps a little bit too simple.
Wow, keep this up and the sky's the limit.
Okay.
Whoa, here we go. Your rep is off the charts. So you're getting a reward for the entertainment division for your work on Isla Man and Cerros.
Also, whenever a dinosaur has escaped and actually inflicted fatalities upon the guests or staff, you don't really seem to suffer any major blowback. Your park rating might decrease in its star rating, but that just builds back up over time, and it also builds back up pretty quickly. So perhaps more severe penalties for, you know, your tourists being mauled to death by a loose velociraptor would be good. Perhaps, like I said, making the whole finance side could do with balancing, because at the minute it seems far too easy to make money. I mean,
when things go wrong, who do they turn to first? You guessed it. So consider this contract part of us always being ready.
Another thing, and these only, you know, there's only a lot of these are relatively minor, I suppose. The gift shop. Just get the Rangers team to medicate that dinosaur there.
No problem.
Your gift shop. If you look at what you're selling, you can only sell one thing out of 3. Now, I know that's for gameplay reasons, but in terms of, shall we say, like overall immersion, you know, can you imagine going to a theme park and, oh, you know, the kids are saying, oh, daddy, get me I want a dinosaur toy, for example. Okay, going to this shop, sorry sir, this isn't the dinosaur toy shop, we sell lunch boxes only. The dinosaur toy shop is at the far end of the park, if you just follow these directions here. No, that's not how that's not a thing. So I think, you know, just selling one item per shop is odd. Although I do like the fact you can sell the Barbasol can. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do that. I would also like to see, when you change what you're selling, your sell for price to adjust automatically. Because in my first playthrough, I changed to sell something else. But I neglected to notice that the sell for price didn't adjust. So I was selling a $20 item for $6. That's not good. That's another thing I've noticed. Perhaps extra dinosaur animations upon their release. In terms of like a couple of animations per species. Obviously each species tends to has its own little animation. I've just seen the Struthiomimus tends to like run out, stop, squawk, and then just charge away. Obviously the Edmontosaurus like took a few tentative steps, sniffed the air. The trike was pretty much similar, but obviously slightly different. However, the next trike, and then the next trike after her, and the next trike after her, will all do the same thing. So a bit of variety between the species animation would be nice.
Like us, different dinosaurs require different diets. Make sure to place the correct type of feeder in an enclosure. I'm a red meat man myself.
Oh, we can release our Ceratosaurus. We'll watch this one because it's the new one for us. I like the music, very ominous. Can't say I'm overly impressed by the dinosaur's roar. It sounded more like a busted vacuum cleaner.
We do that by making sure their needs are met. In a way, it's kind of like taking care of the dinos. Just
okay, so we need to research a clothes shop, so we'll do that.
Am I right?
Buildings. Clothes shop. In my other playthroughs as well, so going back to my feedback and general impressions, it's very easy, or not easy, but it's not overly challenging to unlock the next island from the one you're on. And I was able to unlock as far as I got Isla Muerta rather. I think that's the correct pronunciation. And when I was on the Isla Muerta, once I found it very easy to get to a 4-star rating.
I love what you're doing with the place.
Thank you, Mr. Finch. And the 4-star rating is what you need on any island, I believe, to unlock Isla Nublar, which is the sandbox island where you've got everything. You know, money's not an issue. You don't have to worry about completing contracts. And I managed to achieve a 4-star rating without really thinking about it. Just, you know, natural progression. And it just seemed a bit easy. So, perhaps making that a little more taxing would be something I can consider. Okay, so we need to now place this clothes shop which is bought. No doubt we're limited to either selling pants or t-shirts or hats or onesies or whatever. Lingerie. There's our Ceratosaurus just having a swim. Is she hunting? No, she's not hunting. Oh, she is. She's getting the goat. Let's watch this. Go away, go away, go away. Well, I think that was rather anticlimactic. Literally just walked up to it and ate it. There was no real chase, no tension built. Just, hi, you're a goat. I'm eating you. And the goat was like, yeah, man, do it. Let's get it on. Which is a bit odd. If you haven't seen the animation for eating people, that is a lot more interesting. You know, they cower, they run, they stumble. And the dinosaurs actually tend to prowl.
And the big things with the teeth and glassy eyes that could swallow them whole.
Oh. Okay, so that's the first mission for the entertainment division completed for this island, which is good.
Hey, way to go! We've got our park running at maximum happiness, and our guest numbers are up as a result. That's what makes the entertainment division the envy of the rest. We get the results, am I right?
When the parks are running well, our scientific research improves.
Okay, I'm just going to talk over this. If you're interested in what they're saying, you can just read it. It is just fluff and filler. It's nothing. You're not missing anything here. But what I'm going to do now is end this episode. We've now completed all three of the missions for the three... Sorry, all missions for the three different departments. Now we just need to get to a 3-star rating, and that will unlock the second island. And a couple more dinosaurs, maybe an extra Ceratosaurus, and we'll incubate the Hyungosaurus once the genome's up to 60+%. Throw a couple of them in, and that will be enough, I imagine, to push us up to a 3-star rated park, and then we can move on to the well, we can either move on to the second island, or we could even stay here for now and continue to expand and explore and what have you on Isla Matanceros. But for now, well, like I said, we'll end it here. Hope you've enjoyed this episode and you're enjoying the series in general so far. Now it's still in its infancy. We've only just completed episode 2. Let me know what you think of the game if you played it yourself, or perhaps your impressions from either watching me play it or other people on their playthroughs and Let's Plays. Let me know what you think. If you've got any feedback as to how the game could be improved as well. I quite like Frontier as a developer. I also play a lot of one of their other titles, Elite Dangerous, and they do tend to be constantly, you know, adding and tweaking and fixing and expanding. So I do have high hopes that Jurassic World Evolution will receive the same treatment. I can't see why it wouldn't. It's got a lot of potential, I think, and it's still early days, and you know, I can see the scope for future growth in this game, which is very, very good and exciting, and I'm actually happy to be, you know, here at the start almost. Not that Frontier would really miss me if I wasn't here, but you know what I mean. It's nice, you know, it's good to be able to start it from day 1 rather than, you know, day 101. So we'll see the progression ourselves. So, thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to leave any comments you have, like I just said. If you like the video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're enjoying the series and want to keep up with future episodes, hit the subscribe button and make sure you enable notifications so you're notified when any new episodes are released. And we'll end with another shot of a Ceratosaurus just casually swallowing a goat who looks like he couldn't give 2 shits. I think the goat might enjoy it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in part 3.